Hey, church, I'm Brandon from our Fort Smith campus, and I'm glad to be with you today. I hope this is the best day that you have all week long. Listen, today we're going to talk about a passage from Exodus chapter 17, where, and many of you know this story, where Joshua is leading the Israelites into battle against the Amalekites, and the Bible says that as long as Moses held his arms up, they would win the battle, but when his arms begin to fall, the Amalekites would start to win the battle. And so in verse 12, it says, when Moses' arms grew tired, Aaron and Hur brought a stone for him to sit on while they stood beside him and held up his arms, holding them steady until the sun went down. In this way, Joshua totally defeated the Amalekites. And growing up, I always heard it told like this: you need people in your life to come alongside you and hold up your arms and be there to support you. And that's true, 100%. You need that in your life. But the flip side is sometimes God will call you to be the person holding up the arms. Sometimes God will call people to come alongside the vision that he's giving someone else and support that vision. And I'm here today to encourage you to walk in that calling and to do it well. For like the past 20 years of my life, my ministry, what I feel like God was calling me to do was to serve under Pastor Marcus and Brooke Brown. And it was the greatest joy and privilege. I love them so much. They're my best friends. And if I were writing the script, I would have just written that to go on for the rest of my life, and I'd die happy. I love those guys. But over that time, something that I would hear every now and then, and something even in my own soul and heart that stirred up from time to time, was, when are you going to do your own thing? When are you going to step out and make a name for yourself? And that's a question that I wrestled with, because when was I? What am I working towards? We live in a culture and a society that really rewards people that step out and make a name for themselves. If you have a video that goes viral, people go nuts. If you have a Facebook post or comment that gets 1,000 likes and 30 shares, it's like, wow, that person really did it. If you have 1 million followers on Instagram, you're something. And so there is a reward system for making a name for yourself. And because of that, often someone that serves someone else's vision feels like a second-class citizen. And today, I want to encourage anyone that feels like, man, am I missing it because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now, serving under someone else? I'm going to tell you, you're not missing it. God calls so many people to sit in Aaron's seat and not Moses' seat. I'm going to give you a few different things that helps you and that helped me over the last few decades of my life, as from time to time I would wrestle with that thought. Number one, my highest calling is to Jesus. And when I wake up in the morning, I put on my shoes and I take a step towards him. And the Bible says that over the course of my life, as I follow him, he'll do what? He'll lead me. And if you're worried about, should I be doing this or that? My first encouragement to you would be follow Jesus every day. And the Bible says he will lead you beside the still waters to a place where there is peace. So make that your highest calling, to follow Jesus and to be shaped by his word. So if you're working in the corporate world and you say, well, what does this mean for me in the corporate world? Well, what does his word say? It says, when I go to work, I do my work as unto who? Jesus. I give him my very, very best. I do everything that I can to the best of my ability because I'm doing it as unto Jesus. And he is my highest treasure and my highest calling. The second thing I would say is, a little bit of the corporate world has snuck into Christian life, which happens from time to time, and you need to be aware of it and careful, is that we think that life is a ladder to be climbed. And when we think of life as a ladder to be climbed, then that means I've got to get to the top. I've got to climb to the top. I got to climb over people. I got to do things, but whatever I got to do, I got to get to the top. The Bible says for the Christian, you're not on a ladder, right? But you're part of a body. And every part of the body has a function. In 1 Corinthians 12, you can read where Paul explains about this part of the body doesn't have the same function as this part of the body, and this part wants to be this part. Listen, nobody grows up thinking, I want to be a foot, right? I don't ever want to be a foot. No way. But I can tell you this, that God has given different people different gifts for a reason. But we're all part of the same body, and we all serve Jesus. And so when you say, is this where I need to be? You need to know the role that you're playing and the calling that you're walking in as someone supporting a vision that God has given someone else. You're doing the work of Christ. It's part of his body. You have a different function, and that's okay. That's what God has given you. Do it well. Live it out to the best of your ability. The third thing I'll tell you, and this is the last thing, is that every day when you wake up, there's a plate. And you ask God, what's on my plate today? And some days, he's going to put stuff on your plate that you don't really want to do. It's like Sloppy Joe Day at the school, right? I don't want no Sloppy Joe. I want a Big Mac, right? And you wake up, and there it is on your plate. Do it. He gives you the grace and the strength to do whatever is on your plate for today. And so today, if your plate says, I'm going to support someone else's work, then do that. And he will give you the grace and the strength to do it and to do it well, right? My plate for years and years said that same thing. Get up today, you're going to support Marcus and Brooke. And I was glad to do it. One day I woke up, and he changed what was on my plate. He said, now you're going to be the campus pastor in Fort Smith. And I said, okay, all right, I'll do it. And you know what? He gave me the strength and the grace to do it. And every day when I wake up, I say, what's on my plate today, God? And he'll help you do it. Do whatever it is that he puts before you. And sometimes he'll change what's on your plate, just like he did for me. Sometimes he may call you to live out supporting people for the rest of your life. Whatever it is that he's called you to do, get up every day, look at it, take a deep breath, thank him for the grace and the strength that he gives us to do it. And he will see it to completion. Love you guys. Thankful for y'all. Hope you stay well.